Been figuring out a way to get branded in red set onto your field. So I just felt like it was so close to ending on revolt, branded in red with mirrojade. And I was just thinking, what card could I use to get branded in red on my field? It's just the Nadir package. I don't know why I didn't think about this. Let's see. So Nadir Servant is just a Foolish Burial's Albion. It's really not that simple. Or it's not that complicated. You just activate Nadir Servant after you use Anaconda to put the branded in red in your grave. Which will be represented by this Albaz the Shrouded. If you don't know what branded in red does, it's basically you put Fallen of Albaz from your graveyard back to your hand, and then you fusion summon a fusion monster. That's level 8 or higher using, I think you have to use the Albaz. But yeah, it's hand or field, so you can summon out Guardian Chimera, which essentially gives you 2 draws and a pop. But I'm going to show you how insane this combo is. So all you really need, any Dogmatica monster works, and then the double Nadir. So if you open 1 Nadir plus Rescue Cat, I'll show you how this combo works, and you just need 3 other, we'll just grab 3 random cards. We'll take 3, I'll just take the imperms out. So let's say you have 3 cards in hand, the Nadir, the cat, and then triple imperm. This is basically what I have so far. So normal summon your rescue cat, right? Say it doesn't get impermed or whatever, it resolves. Assuming everything resolves and your opponent has no hand traps, which happens. A lot of people are playing hard, going second cards, so yeah, so rescue cat, summon your Kit Karas, link 2 into Ferrojade. Kit effect is going to activate. It'll send your Nerval. And then Nerval, you're just going to add whatever Tri-Brigade you haven't used yet. Probably Fractal is good. You can grab another Kit if you want, or Karas. It's up to you. So that goes into your hand. Ferrojade's going to activate. Special summon Fractal, and then Fractal you're going to banish 4, so it's very similar to the regular branded combo, as to where you do it this way. So now you have your Bear Broom, your Fractal, and then your Ferrojade. Oh, sorry, banish 4, not Bear Broom. Shureg. And now what you do is you link these guys together, 2 Tri-Brigade monsters to hard make Bear Broom. And then you're going to activate Shureg to add a level 4. Actually, we'll just put the banished cards here in the middle. To add Mercurier to your hand. And then what you're going to do from here is you'll activate Bear Broom, discard 2, the Mercurier plus another card in your hand, could be anything, extra tri-beats, anything, to put the Mercurier into grave. So that's important. Now with the with the Nerval, you'll banish the Fractal and the Mercurier to summon double Dragon Lords. What's great about this combo is that even if you get nibbed at any point, you're still going to end on revolt. So you're not really worried. So now we have our bounce here. We have our Bear Broom, Ferrojade, and the Nerval. From here, since you banished your Mercurier, you're going to add Albion to your hand. Where is it? And then you'll activate Albion. So basically, it'll put itself on the bottom of the deck, and you can Foolish a branded spell trap, so you send branded sword, and then you would also draw a card. So let's just say you draw, I don't know, random card. We'll draw across that designator. So you draw a random card. This could be anything. And then now, we still have our 2 cards in hand and our nadir. We have our branded in sword engraved, so we'll activate branded in sword. You'll banish it. What it does, you banish, put the Mercurier back into your hand. So you can have a negate. And then now we'll go into a link 2 here. Anaconda. You'll activate Anaconda to send Branded Fusion and Albaz and your Bear Broom from field to summon Mirrojade. And now that you've sent your Bear Broom, you can activate it. This is why whatever card you draw doesn't matter. You're going to add Revolt back to your hand and then put your extra card to the bottom of the deck. And so your combo right here would normally be over if you're playing a normal Tri-Brigade list. But if you have the Nadir, you can activate it and send Albion to add Maximus to your hand, or any other Dogmatica monster that you wish to play. And then you set your Revolt. And then in the end phase, you're going to activate Albion, because what he says is, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add to your hand or set 1 branded spell or trap directly from your deck. So we'll say this is Branded Fusion. You would set the Branded Fusion in the end phase, and then you would let your opponent play. So let's just look at how crazy this combo is right here. So the order of operations you have to do things in is that you have to activate Branded Fusion as your last form of interruption, or else it gets kind of clogged up. You have less follow-up. So let's say right now we have our Revolt, our Branded Fusion to send Guardian Chimera, we have a Bounce, and then we have our Banish, and we also have 2 cards in hand and a Mercurier. So we have our negate. We have 1 negate, 1 bounce, 2 banishes, a destruction, and 2 extra cards. So that is, if your opponent can play through that, that's insane. But this is the order of things you want to do it. So first, I would say use the Mirrojade to just banish whatever. You send Brigade. You get follow-up for next turn, because Brigade will put a Tri-Brigade in hand at the end of the turn. Then, depending on the situation, you could either use Dragon Lords or your Revolt. Let's say we use the Revolt. Since we hard made Fergie and Bear Broom, you could use both. I would say use Fergie, Kit, and Nerval. If you're running 2 Tri-Brigade Revolt in your deck, you can play, you can summon, what's it called, Bear Broom. Actually, no, you actually can't summon Bear Broom because it locks you out of your Branded Fusion. So yeah, so you would use Fergie, and then you would link 4 into Shuraig. And now you have a Banish here. Kit will dump whatever Tri-Brigade card, whatever lag. We'll send... I usually like to send Fractal. That's usually the correct play. And then Nerval will add you Keras to your hand. And then Fergie would cycle a card. And then Shuri gets the Banish. And then after that, what you could do is you can use Brandon in Red, which says you could add a Fallen of Albaz to your hand, and then Fusion Summon. So you could use Fallen of Albaz plus your Maximus plus your Anaconda to make Guardian Chimera. And now you get you would destroy a card on their field, and then you would get to draw 2 because you used 2 in hand. So now we get 2 extra cards. And we still haven't even used our Mercurial and our extra cards in hand. So on your opponent's turn, you're essentially ending the turn, assuming you only use cards on your field, with like 7 cards in hand. It's insane. But if you wanted to pop 2, right? If you have, let's say you have, we'll put the Maximus back in hand and the Albaz engraved. Let's say you use Branded in red. You could add the Albaz back and then use the Shureg. Say you want to keep the Anaconda for whatever reason. Or if you need to pop 2 cards, you could send these, pop 2, you can draw 1, and then with Shureg, you can even add DD Crow to your hand, and then you have another form of interruption, plus 1 card in hand. So even if your opponent has Bell or Ghost Bell, they can't stop Revolt and the Branded in red. So they're forced to pick one. Both of them suck if they resolve for your opponent. But yeah, so now you have DD Crow plus 1 card. We still have the Mercurial. We still have 2 cards in hand. And then in the end phase, if they're able to crack this, when we have the Guardian Chimera, in the end phase, Brigade activates, allowing you to add Nerval to hand at the end. And then if you switch everything, this is already 7,900 damage. If your opponent has nothing in hand, you could literally just summon DD Crow, and that's a perfect 8k. I honestly don't see how your opponent would win. There's probably simpler combos, but this is all off of just Nadir Servant and Rescue Cat. So, I don't know, pretty good combo. Insane follow-up. You just generate so many resources on your turn and your opponent's turn. It's insane. I was thinking about it last night. I was like, man, I can't believe I cracked the code. Yeah, and that's just off of 2 cards, Rescue Cat and Nadir Servant. I'll probably try and think of other ways to get to a similar end board with different hands. Only problem with this is that if you don't open the Nadir and you just have the Rescue Cat, you could just have the same end board, but have a instead of having Branded in red set, you would just end on the normal Tri-Brigade stuff. So what I cut from the previous list was I cut the Poly. You just take out a hand trap, and then you can take out take 2 other cards out. Maybe the Foolish Burial. It really is up to you. Just find 4 slots that you think you need. And then just put in the cards. It's pretty cool. It's pretty OP. If they don't stop you, even if they do stop you at some point, you can still do Nadir Servant as follow-up. So it's not, Nadir isn't even a brick if you open it by itself. All right, that's it for the combo. Let me know what you think about it. I think it's really good. It has a lot of recovery from hand traps, so yeah. Peace out. Try it out yourself. All right, peace.